What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Elo Bandit, and today we're going to be laddering Gen 7 1v1, the greatest tier on Pokemon Showdown. I will be using an Araquanid team. I built this very recently. This has two other Pokemon that have been highly requested. The Snubbull. This is a very fun anti-physical set. It can take on virtually any physical attacker with the combination of Intimidate, Eviolite, Charm, and Counter. This is a very impressive set, provided that your opponent is trying to hit you with a physical attack. And if your opponent is specially based, you have the Mirror Coat Araquanid also on the squad. Speed is for Aegislash, so you can sub up against Never-Ending Nightmare. Special defense are for Choice Scarf Porygon Z, and everything else is poured into attack for the Z Liquidation. The last Pokemon on the team is going to be the legendary Dragonium Z Taunt Fake Out Outrage Zeraora, which deals with a multitude of threats, unfortunately not water types at all. As I am going to rely on my Araquanid in this matchup against Primarina. As I do expect a special attack on turn 1, I'm going to go directly for the Mirror Coat, which is going to deal enough damage that I can go for the Hydro Vortex turn 2 and expect to KO. Not quite, as my opponent is going to live with 3 HP. That is not going to survive a liquidation the following turn. So, first win with Araquanid, the greatest bug after Shedinja, of course, but an absolutely monstrous threat in the 1v1 tier. As I think Snubbull's looking pretty decent in this matchup. Zeraora is a good pick against the Garchomp, but I think Araquanid might be the best pick all around, given that I can Z Liquidation that Mawile, potentially, or even sub up on a Sableye. That might work. We will give it a shot. Araquanid has such an amazing ability in Water Bubble, doubling the damage of its water moves and preventing the burn status. So Sableye really does not pose too much of a threat to me here. The reason that I'm substituting rather than going straight for the attack is in the case of Metal Burst, which will likely KO me if I hit. Yeah, so there's the Metal Burst coming out, and now I can check the Hydro Vortex damage. As I can see that 75% absolutely would have KO'd me if he had hit me with that initial Metal Burst. So, I think I played that pretty well, as I am going to pick up the win against a Sableye. Very cool, and we can move on. I would like to get a win or two with the other Pokemon on this team. Snubbull especially needs a moment in the limelight. It has to get that matchup where it shines. This guy, again, Araquanid is my pick in this matchup, as it does a good job against Volcarona, does a good job against Primarina, and, well, it might not be the best against Lucario, but I have two other things that threaten Lucario pretty heavily. If I expected Lucario, I would probably go for my Zeraora, given that I'm faster and I have Fake Out Close Combat. But I really do think it's going to be the Primarina picked again. As no, Lucario does come out. So that makes things tougher for me, as I now have to play around probably Substitute. Maybe I'll just attack. So I'll Hydro Vortex on turn 1, but it is going to be the Substitute set. Liquidation going to continue to threaten that, and this is sub-reversal, I believe, and these sometimes run a rock move, but I think more often than not they actually don't. So I don't hate my odds in this matchup, as I do resist that reversal. My opponent going to sub up again. There is no mischance on this move. It does have 100% accuracy. And one more liquidation should end the match. Reversal not going to KO me, as I take 93 and finish off the Lucario. Very, very nice. And our other matchup here against Avenger Elliot, I'm going to pull Snubbull because Snubbull is the greatest Pokemon alive. My opponent going to pick the Mega Mawile, and I'm going to go directly for the counter, expecting Iron Head. Womp 75.9, and Mawile takes a nap. Snubbull pulling through and taking a win against a Steel type. Very nice. Very nice. So we are going to win both of those matches. And here we are up against Trademark TM. This boy looking a little bit Zeraora weak, but once again that Magearna is quite a threat that I would have to use Araquanid to deal with. Once again, Zeraora is my answer. Elo Bandit cosplay? Maybe someday. Maybe someday. I'm going to hope that Magearna is not picked, as I would like to show off this Zeraora as well. And I'm going to... yeah. So Haxorus is going to come out. I am perfectly happy with that, as I can get my Fake Out Z Outrage off, unless it's Scarf, maybe? We will see here. As Earthquake, unfortunately, with the Choice Scarf, is going to finish me off. Haxorus, or Scarf Haxorus, being one of the few dragons that does actually have the advantage against Dragonium Z Zeraora. So, unfortunately, going to lose that matchup, but we've got our next one, as this guy seems to be somewhat 3-0'd by Araquanid. Let's see if that remains true. As I don't expect a special attack since he knows I have Mirror Coat, I'm going to sub up immediately. Now he has to special attack, which means I'm just going to get my Vortex off. 44. I expect another Aqua Jet, so I'm going to Liquidation. And then Mirror Coat on the special attack. Oceanic Operetta, not very effective. I will live that hit comfortably, and Mirror Coat is going to finish off the Primarina. So, Araquanid coming through again, one of the absolute best Pokemon in this tier, somewhat underrated. It does look a little bit funny, but man, that thing is powerful. Avenger Elliot, gonna have... this could go either way. I'm gonna go Araquanid this time. If he pulls Mawile again, then I know that he has Sword Stance, and if that's the case, I would rather just Z Liquidation. And if he pulls either of his other Pokemon, I am perfectly happy with my Water Bubble Araquanid. So I'm gonna sub up against the Sableye. It might be foul play here, but that's not going to be too big of an issue. I'm going to Laser Focus, followed by Z Liquidation, as that seems to be my best play at this point. Foul play would break a sub, but it's definitely not going to KO me at this range. And I can get my Hydro Vortex crit off, which is a one-hit KO on the Sableye. That is good game. As we find our next match. Thanks to King Rion for suggesting the Taunt Dragonium Zeraora, and also thanks to StablePrince for suggesting the Waterium Z Araquanid. Couple great players, couple great suggestions, and I gotta say this is a very fun and effective team to use so far. Looking at the team critically, it does have some weaknesses. Like there are some things that can definitely either Sword Stance or sub to kind of just boost past these. But if you don't know what these sets are, there's quite a good chance that you're going to lose to either Counter, Mirror Coat, or one of the Z moves. So the unpredictability factor is one of the strongest selling points of this team, I think. I'm going to pick Snubbull, expecting to see a Archeops picked, as that is going to come out. Archeops does a pretty good job of threatening Araquanid with its Head Smash, and of course if it's Scarf, it's going to threaten my Zeraora as well. However, if it's Scarf, it's going to die to counter, so that's what I'm going to click right now. Head Smash going to do a little bit, and counter is going to put the Archeops in the dirt. The Araquanid 3-0 again, I think. Hopefully. We will see. We will see. Primarina coming out again. I wonder what the strategy will be this time. I think I'm going to Mirror Coat straight away. Yep, I'm happy with that. And a Hydro Vortex to finish it off. Nope, not quite. A Liquidation to finish it off. Good game. Araquanid is a beast. And I actually like Snubbull in this matchup, because I expect to see Donphan coming out. And Donphan, while it does threaten an electric type, and it certainly has ways to beat Araquanid, I don't think it really has too much for a Charmed Snubbull. As Tectonic Rage is going to fail to do half, and at this point, I can just start countering. EQ 16, counter 24, that's decent. I'm actually just going to charm up one more time, get a rest off, and then start Seismic Tossing this. I think that's the best course of action. As the only way my opponent wins now is either with a crit, or if they get extremely lucky countering my Seismic Tosses, but we'll see if that's a feasible thing or not. As my opponent just forfeits, so that's totally fine. I'll take that, and we can move on to the next battle. And here we are, Avenger Elliot one more time, it looks like. Snubbull is a potential pick. Zeraora is a potential pick. Yeah, I think I like Zeraora, because this guy hasn't gone Garchomp yet. And, darn, I was really hoping it would be Garchomp, since I do have the Fake Out Z Outrage to deal with that. Mawile is going to be a little bit tougher. I wonder if this has Swords Dance or not. I'm going to taunt it and just find out. Nah, he's just going to go for the attack. So that's fine. We didn't win that one, but that's fine. You can't win them all. We can move on with our lives with no shame. Switching up the teams, it looks like, but with quite a weakness to Snubbull. Snubbull going to deal with Beware and Gyarados pretty handily. The only real threat being that Deoxys. Araquanid with Laser Focus might be a good answer if it's defensive Deoxys, but if it's offensive, that is going to be trouble. I am going to pick Araquanid in this matchup because I do expect to see the Deoxys regardless of its set. And do I think it's defensive or offensive? You know what? It doesn't matter. If it's offensive, it's attacking. So I click Mirror Coat. If it's defensive, it's boosting, and I'll laser focus past it regardless. So Mirror Coat here. It is defensive. Laser Focus. Hopefully it doesn't have Substitute, and we KO it here, provided it doesn't sub up or kill us. But there's no real way it can kill us, so I'm pretty sure we take this match. Taunt coming out, but that's not going to be enough to stop the power that is Waterium Z Araquanid, as we are going to take that win. I think I'm going to find one more good match and then call the session. And here we are with what's probably going to be our last match of the day, up against Tactician Seyuin. Gonna go, Araquanid looks beautiful in this matchup, and Snubbull actually looks like a pretty decent option against everything but Genesect. However, I think I have to pull Araquanid, as it just does such a good job mirror coating the Genesect and getting the Z move off against the other two. So hopefully this will be a special attacker here, as I can get my mirror coat off. Energy Ball going to do 21, that's not really threatening at all. And I'm going to finish this off with my Hydro Vortex. Blaze Kit coming out, that would have been a pretty good move if I had locked myself into Mirror Coat, but I do have the Z move set on this, so we're going to take that last win of the day. So with that, thank you all so much for watching. I really hope that you guys have enjoyed, and I hope that you're enjoying this laddering series. I hope that you guys join me next time as I continue this. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.